All right. So, how are you doing, guys?
I'm doing good. I was just using extension sentence cards.
Ah, nice. Mm, so, since this is my the first meeting I'm leading, it's gonna probably be a bit iffy and different. If you have any questions, you can also just shoot those at me, and we can answer those. Otherwise, I'm gonna go over the things we made in the last weeks. You can also just uh, give me any questions you have while I'm uh, telling about the things we made. So the the thing you're probably wondering about is the browser extension, since we haven't pushed out the final update of it with the dictionaries, right? Have any of you tried that alpha update yet?
Yeah, I've been using it since it was released for backers.
Oh, okay. How do you like it?
I like it a lot. It's mainly that I like close the toolbar just with a
Yeah.
shortcut. So the G command to open the subtitle browser.
Yeah. Um, I think the thing that bothered people the most were the design issues. Like stuff was a bit too spaced out. We're fixing those issues currently as well. The update should be come out soon-ish. It's currently kind of on hold since we're working on the SRS actually, so you can be excited about that. Though we don't have an ETA when that's gonna be out. Mm. Furthermore, I can tell you a bit about two projects I've been working on. The first one is the catalog. Has any one of you seen that tab on our website yet, where it says catalog? Or do you know what the catalog is about?
I don't know. I don't even know what it could be.
Ah, okay, that's good. It's for um, finding shows that um, that are in your target language. So if you want to find shows on Netflix that are with Japanese subtitles, just with Japanese subtitles, well, just with Japanese audio or with Japanese audio and Japanese subtitles, you can find those through there. And we're gonna do some fancy stuff with it as well that I'm not gonna talk about right now. mm. Have any of you used the website Unox before? It does something very similar to what we're doing with the catalog.
No.
Okay, well, it's already relatively good to find shows in the correct region on Netflix, but the issue is you can just filter for subtitles whether they're available for a show overall and not in a specific region. So it's mostly useless actually for language learners, sadly. So we're trying to improve on that. Also, the other thing we're working on is the Migaku OCR tool. It's gonna be relatively similar to game to text, so it will have a simple window you can draw over games or manga or anything else, and you can OCR that, and it puts it into your clipboard, and it will automatically put that into Migaku clipboard afterwards. We're also looking into taking screenshots and recording audio, so you can get high quality Anki cards from games and visual novels.
Mhm. Partner?
Sorry, what did you say?
Is it cross-platform? Where
Oh,
did you find it?
sorry, I really can't understand you.
Stood
Cross-platform.
with cross-platform.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's actually important for me because I'm using Linux. So we're trying to make it available on Windows, Mac, and Linux. It's gonna be desktop tool, but like Game to Text has an in-browser version where we will try to get a reduced feature set directly into the browser's extension in a later point of the future. That's actually pretty much. Oh no, we do have one more thing. We're currently working on Migaku accounts, so you can actually sync your progress between browsers and devices, so your word list, etc., and the dictionary word list as well.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have from my side. Do you have any questions?
I have a question for something that would be probably in the far future.
Sure, shoot.
But could you imagine for the catalog to show you rough estimate of percentage of known words?
I can very well imagine that.
Be pretty good.
It might or might not be planned relatively soon.
I also have a different question. It's just something for me because I would really use it. It's not that you have to do it now, but the subtitle option that every time there are no unknown words, subtitles that they won't be shown, like something that would be at a really later point, or is it something that you could imagine implementing in the near future?
So I understand you correctly. If a subtitle line contains no words that if all the words in a subtitle line you already know, it won't get shown, correct? Or did I misunderstand you?
That's correct, because Lucas wants me that it's planned, but I don't really know when I could.
It sounds comparatively easy. I'm gonna write it down. Ask at some point, I think.
It's just something I could really use. It's not you to postpone different things to implement it.
Yeah.
Is the OCR tool using Tesseract?
I'm so sorry. I really, again, I couldn't understand you. Did anyone else?
Is the OCR tool using Tesseract?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whether the OCR is using Tesseract. Yeah, that's correct. It will mostly use Tesseract. I'm also looking to additionally support a different OCR library called Easy OCR. You could then choose between those. I think Game to Text also offers different OCR libraries. I will also look into those.
I have a question. I wasn't here in the last meeting, so maybe it was already answered there. Are there any improvements to the kanji add-on?
I'm not in that project, so I only know what I hear around me. I think there are. Do you mean from a technical standpoint, or whether the database behind it will get improved?
More the database.
Okay. We actually have a site where everyone can submit corrections but it seems no one actually has submitted anything. So we can only fix the issues we encounter ourselves. So if you find anything, you should submit those. I think you can find the website where you can submit those on the website, or it's gonna be in the next update. It's gonna be, you can find it in the extension as well, in the Anki add-on.
The problem is there are so many errors. I could I could suspend learning Japanese for the moment and only submitting.
We're trying to get some fixed ourselves, so we're on it. But any issues you submit would already help.
To be honest, at the moment I don't really use the data set.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly create my own stories and so on.
Oh, I see.
Because it's not really usable, to be honest. If you use it a lot like me.
Okay, I myself only use it a little, so maybe I haven't encountered as many issues as you have.
Like different keywords, different what's it called again? Premates,
The pre-made stories?
The premates are
the radicals, the primitives.
No, the primitives. There's the word. Yeah, how do I put it? I don't know where to begin because it sometimes the stories at the stories from, I think you got them from a website.
Mm-hmm.
Those the creator got them from the website. Those stories use different premates or the premate. Let's say it's a mess.
Okay, we're gonna look into it more. I'm gonna write it down as well.
Well, the add-on itself is great.
That's good to hear.
That's why I use it, but I had more success with using the radicals I already know from Manikani and making my own stories based on how it looks, and it's much better to go with the first thing your mind is coming up with.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, what do you mean? In case of the primitives, what I've encountered is that the add-on shows you a bigger primitive, like already a compound kanji as a primitive, but the story is using smaller compounds because the bigger kanji is only introduced in RTK3, something like that. Do you mean that, or that the?
That's another example, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that I have encountered myself as well. I've submitted some fixes for that already, and the other issue, I guess, is that the stories that are taken from Kanji Kohi, they are using their own made-up keywords for some of those. Do you think? I guess the solution would be to add those keywords, that got added on Kanji Kohi to our dataset, right? So you can learn from those as well. Or do you see a different solution?
To be honest, I know complaining without having a solution is a bad thing, but the whole. So what I noticed with either Vanikani or RTK is it seems like they are very motivated at the beginning, and then it gets messy. So like they are, So there is something where the parts of the kanji look a bit strange, and then let's see what did I think it was network. Let's see. I think I have a. Yeah, wait a second.
Yeah, no worries.
So the idea about creating a kanji from smaller parts is good, but then we have some. Let me show you an example. I posted into chat. Okay.
Sure, I'm gonna look.
So, for example, this one.
Yeah.
From RTK. So the small thing in the box part on the right, it's called parish, and if you look, he used death as its part, but my head doesn't make the connection between this and that because it looks different. There are two two drops, a line above it.
Yeah, but it's only
the middle part is missing, and my head doesn't make the connection if I see the top one. So it's a leap. That's what I mean. The whole thing is a bit skewed. A bit screwed.
Okay, yeah. It's
That's
difficult to do something about it.
Yeah, I don't think. But I think the only solution is to start from the beginning and create a new RTK, so to say. Because there are so many inconsistencies. That's why I'm starting to I throw away the parish and the disease part. And like what do I see there? I see for me it's a cage fins, a line in a hat next to a thread, and out of this I'm trying to make something because this makes more sense. So I'm using as much as possible from this RTK stuff to a degree that it makes sense to me, and then I have to improvise because this is more confusing than helping at some point.
I see, yeah. So are you actually learning to write these characters, or are you just learning them for reading?
Only reading, because I'm already bad at remembering stuff. I don't want to go overboard. I mean, I had my reset today where I noticed that a lot of kanji's gone missing again. So
that's normal. Again.
Yeah, but it's so strange because I noticed the days where it happens. So for multiple days I don't make a single mistake, and then bam, half of the kanjis are wrong.
I see. Maybe it's just a bad day.
Who knows? I have a lot of those.
Has everyone else here made the same experience with learning kanji from RTK, that it gets too hard at some point to connect the kanji with their compound stories?
I think when I did it, I didn't have that problem, but I also didn't stress too much about it. If with some it didn't click, I just wanted to be able to recognize them.
Yeah, I think that's good. I actually did original RTK written until number 1600, something like that, and it got really difficult at that point. I feel so too. I guess right now I'm relatively comfortable. I'm just not worrying about kanji too much and just learning the words, since I have seen most kanji at some point before, and I can recognize them most of the time. Well, the words, that is, since they're easier to make out than just kanji alone. And there are some that are more difficult, and I fail them because they're similar to other ones. And I think just at that point, it's useful to really get into it and try to memorize those differences. So just I'm trying to make the least effort possible. It's working relatively well.
Can I ask a question about the OCR thing you're planning?
Shoot. That's my project, so I can actually answer stuff about it.
I just want to have a clear picture in front of me. It will be like a visible screen that you can set up. You can manually press a button and it will be scanned and then put onto the Migaku clipboard, right?
Mm-hmm. It will try to... it will be a window. It will be... what's it called? A see-through. It's not... So you can still read the text behind it. It will try to automatically try to OCR any text that pops out below it, and you can also manually trigger that mechanism. And yes, that's gonna be put into Migaku clipboard afterwards. And it's also gonna take a screenshot of the whole game, the whole screen at the point in time where you where the OCR is correct. And that gets...
real time will also be...
Yeah, well, if performance on all computers of our users would be sufficient.
I would also like to know, could we then use it also on like and text or like on manga?
Yes, definitely. On manga, it's gonna be a bit more difficult. We're having a project in mind. It's gonna be down in the future at some point, but it will make manga reading way easier. It's gonna be... Do you know the website Bilingual Manga, where you can actually select the text from manga? If not, it's worth looking into. Aren't that many manga to read there, but it's really convenient being able to use Yomi-chan and soon the Migaku browser extension on those. And we're trying to make a project that greatly expands on that one.
Sounds good.
I think Kokoro, you also...
Yep. I'm not sure if my question makes sense at this point, because the last time I tried game to text, I think that's the OCR.
Mm-hmm.
It's so long ago, so okay, take it with a grain of salt. The last time I used it, it had some problems if the text changed the color. So like you have in the middle of the text some parts which use a different color. Is this still a problem?
It's gonna be hard to circumvent. Yeah, it's... I have some ideas about it, but it's sadly always gonna be a problem. I don't think it's actually fixable, sadly.
Maybe if you make a screenshot and make it black and white.
Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing that in anyway. That's gonna be pretty much be happening always, but that still doesn't fix that there is gonna be a color difference in the background, even if it's black and white, and that might fuck up the OCR.
Yeah, probably if the background is pure white, then it's much less a problem than in a game where the background can be
any kind of consistent background would be fine. Like if the background is completely red or completely green, that would be fine. But if there are multiple colors in the background, that's harder.
Yeah, I can imagine in games there's most text boxes are see-through. Not see-through, like partial see-through.
Transparent.
Yeah, transparent. Or partial transparent, with a slight black.
Yeah. Ideally, you could make those fully. How do you call it? Not transparent, whatever.
Yeah.
But I hope to aim for a solution that works well enough most of the time.
Good luck.
Thanks.
The nice part, I only have to pay. I don't have to make. I don't have to fix it.
Yeah. It's a pretty fun project to work on, actually, since I really want to use it myself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, me too. I really would like to play some really old Japanese games. There is one in particular. There was a Dragon Quest Monster remake for the PS1, which was only released in Japan and only in Japanese. So,
I think some emulators actually work with text hookers, so you might be able to already play it and with way better quality than using OCR. But it's difficult to find resources on that. You might have to just try around with it.
But knowing that is already the first step. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The topic of PS1 games, if the game is like a bit older or even pixelated, I think it will have trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't try it with OCR.
In those cases, text hooking is the better bet. We will also, it's also way down in the future, but we will look into improving text hooking overall, making it more user-friendly and enabling people to submit configurations. So if another person tries to hook the same kind of game, it will automatically be able to pick up those configurations, so there will be less fiddling around with it.
Will there be a alpha release too for these? I haven't been a backer that long. The catalogs and the will there be like a alpha release?
No, I don't think so. They are gonna be public immediately. It might be bound to the Migaku account, but those should be take everything I say with a grain of salt. But both of those should be public as soon as they are available.
Are you experienced with the browser extension?
Not at all, actually. The only one who really worked on it was Lucas until now. Okay. There's one project I probably will be working on at some point. That's with the Migaku player, automatic conversion of video files, so you can actually play anything you want immediately with Migaku player.
Okay.
Well, do you have any other questions?
That's all for the moment.
Well, then if we got everything, then I don't wanna stretch this meeting any more than necessary.
It's more a Q&A than a meeting.
I guess if you want, you can tell more about your language learning progress and what hurdles you encountered.
Okay, so self-help group.
I guess so. Yeah, I feel like these kind of meetings should have some time and space for that.
Sorry, there's nothing I want to tell. I want to say.
Next time.
I do actually. Lucas recommended me something recently that's for learning new cards. That is making the new card interval really small, like seeing it shortly after seeing it for the first time again. So I set it to 1.7 minutes, 1.8 minutes, 1.9 minutes, and you just have to get all three of those right to graduate it to the next day. I'm not sure Lucas really recommends this. He's a big fan of this. I've been trying it out for the last 2 days, and it makes the learning more fun at the moment, since it's easier to recall since you've seen the cards just recently before. But I've also felt that it's a bit harder to recall them the next day, which I guess would make sense since there wasn't a big enough interval on the first day.
My interval is 1 minute, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 90 minutes.
Yeah, I've done something similar before as well. I've even gone as far as making it something like 4 hours, so I actually have to do multiple sessions a day.
Yeah.
But Lucas' method makes you go really fast through your reviews, if that's what you want to do.
Might I ask?
Sorry,
if you wanted to say.
I want to say I tried a lot of stuff, but I don't think there is any solution which works for everyone.
Yeah, probably.
Your turn.
I just wanted to ask if anyone knows. I've been thinking about maybe looking for a method to randomize the font of the cards. Really don't have any technical knowledge, so.
So you mean that it doesn't trigger? How do you say? You don't have too much context, so you actually have to think about the words to recall them.
Not even that particularly, just that I get used to different fonts.
Oh.
Because sometimes I see some
it's easy
fonts and I have trouble reading them then.
If you know how JavaScript and CSS works, it's easy to implement, to be honest. Because you just you need you set the CSS of the HTML or the body tag to something special and set it to import. So like body space and then a star.
Well, I guess you found something who wants to implement
it. So you say that if I do enough research, I can just myself.
Yep.
Then I will look into it.
I can tell you, it won't take long. It's an easy task. So like maybe if you know what you do, you can do it in an hour.
Probably, but I think we won't be implementing it into any of our add-ons. It seems like
I wanted to ask because there are many people who might know it here. It's not the topic of Migaku.
I could tell you how you could implement it in Anki, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I can look up myself. I just wanted to know if it is possible to do it.
It's possible and pretty easy. Just change the font of the text. So
I will.
You need an array with different font styles, and then go over this array with a random function, pick one, and then you need another function which sets the body and the star, so everything with the font. So that then you have randomly every time you open the card another font.
I fear
I
that
will
those...
lost my friends.
Sorry. Programmer speech.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I appreciate the help.
All right, I think we can wrap up here, right? All right, then I wish you all a nice Sunday, what's remaining of it, and I'm gonna see you next month in the next Backers meeting.
Thanks for everything.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for being here and being a patron.
No problem. Okay, see you all.
Bye.
Bye.